everything I do. I'll tell you all the time, heaven is a place on earth with you. Tell me all the things you wanna do. Only with living if somebody is loving.
Contracts, killer contracts. Tore, it's Hitman, it's 47, it's Gamescom. What did you show the audience today? What did you show the audience yesterday? Let's talk about this game mode.
Well, we showed off something that we call contracts, which is basically something that allows the players to go into any part of the game and select any character as a target, as a hit within the game. If they can go in themselves and create this this hit, they can make this and send it to their friends. And basically you can use anything that you have from story mode. You unlock, of course, the levels as you progress through the game. You unlock disguises, weapons. You can upgrade them throughout the game. And you can use these in contracts mode, going in and making, you can say, a classic Hitman hit within any part of the game.
Just to clarify, so this is a separate mode that will appear on the main menu. And to play it, it's not a case of you play the normal game and at any point you can almost flick it on. You have to go into that mode separately, yes?
Well, actually, you can flick it on anytime you want. As you're playing through the game, anytime you press, if you play in story mode, and you press the pause menu and you get your normal, menu options, you'll also get a featured contract from that particular part of the game. These contracts are pulled from our servers to whatever the community manager thinks is the most interesting contract from that area. So it might be created by the IO team, it might be created by our community. Whoever did it, they will see they can create a text. So you basically get a classic mission briefing. You have this target or this other target. There might be 3 targets within the level. He's taken out in whatever disguise, a chicken suit or a police officer's outfit with scissors or silver ballers, whatever you choose. If you want to play this, you just say, yes, I want to play this contract. Then you just go straight into contracts mode and you're on. You have your targets and whatever section of the game it was, if it was a infiltration section going from A to B, or if it was a hit on some character that we decided, suddenly it might be something completely different.
Okay, so it actually almost overrides whatever you're doing at that specific time if you implement contracts mode?
Yes, and you can say because our base AI, like the AI that's running on any NPC in the game, is basically the big star of Absolution. That's the reason we can make a mode like contracts work, because whoever you choose as a target, their AI will adapt to that, and everyone around them will react naturally to whatever is happening. And there's no scripting involved in this. It's all, you can say, we can drop any base AI into a level and they will work out of the box.
That must be a bit of a nightmare to do for you guys. I'm thinking like almost like the Chinatown level we saw with that many AI running about. That must be a nightmare.
Yes, you can say this is probably, within the Glacier 2, our new technology, this has been the most difficult feature to develop, and the lead AI programmer, after kind of making the beta version of the AI work, he's actually had to take a leave because he's been working 5 years, 24/7. To make this work, and together with the design team and the other programmers, it's incredibly complex, this system. And you can say from a dramatic point of view, we had up to 3 or 4 writers working non-stop, only creating the AI dialogue. We have up to 2,000 pages of dialogue that is mainly working the base AI. So whatever you're doing, if you're throwing something on the ground, the AI will react. If there's one guy, he has one pattern. If there's 2 guys, they have another way. They make their banter. If there's 3 guys, it's a whole discussion, whoever's going to fix this. If you do it a second time, something else will happen. So it's extremely complex to design this, but it's all made in order to make the game feel believable and every character to feel like they are kind of a real character that you can relate to, and not just you can say a dumb computer character that will react.
Now, with the contract we saw yesterday, the sergeant you had to take out, you sort of get that little bit of backstory about the character, that he is some sort of notorious background there. Is that almost like each character that may be contracted for you to kill you have to give them this little bit of bio then as well?
Well, I mean, we have our, you can say the story, kind of backstories for the characters that is kind of exposed through the game. But if you go in and make a contract on a character, you can decide to make your own little story and say, yeah, this cop, he is a dirty cop and he killed my father, so I want you to take him down. Or you can say, well, this guy, I don't really care about his backstory, I just want him dead because that's mechanically interesting to me. But so it's all up to you as a player to create these little stories, and this is also what we really want in Absolution is, I mean, we love to tell stories, we love our characters, and we also love our community to take responsibility for these characters and continue building on them and coming up with something that we would never have thought about.
Because this is what I find interesting. I mean, the fact that you're saying that you guys were really nervous about showing this mode off and announcing this mode, and something that you seem to have always said throughout the entire development of Hitman, you've always said, yeah, we're nervous about this mode, we don't know how people are going to react. But for this specific mode, you said during the presentation, this has almost come off the back of fan feedback and how fans play the previous games, that they were making their own little challenges, and now all you've done is incorporate it into a proper game mode.
Yes, I mean, we saw this very early from the first Hitman games as well, that the fans have always been using the game world to kind of create their own content, but they never had a platform to do so because, well, the levels were just the way that they were. But yeah, with contracts and Absolution, this is exactly what they can do. They have full control with anything within the game, and since what we call since it's like a play to create mode, it's like you have to go in and play the game yourself to prove that this is possible, that the contract that is made is something that can actually be pulled off, and whatever you do, we are logging that. So if you are hiding every body that you kill, that becomes part of the contract.
Well, that's it. I mean, saying when players go into the contract mode and say, okay, here's one I want to choose, 3 targets, that thing, how much information are they given? It's given 3 hits, and each one is being killed with A, B, and C. I mean, how much detail do you give them before they go in?
Well, if it also depends on who made the contract. Let's say you go in, you make a perfect contract. You're a silent assassin. You take down 3 targets. You can choose, 1 to 3. That's what you have to deal with. You take them all down in a different disguise with a different weapon, and you do it while hiding the bodies. All these kind of, you can say, core Hitman values. We're tapping into that. But when you created the contract, you can choose to turn these things on and off. So you say, yes, I want this to be notoriously difficult. Everything is turned on. Then if I send that to you, you go in, you see the contract, and say, okay, fine. I need to find these outfits. I need to find these weapons. I need to find my targets, and I need to find the exit. I need to do this within this given time to make the perfect kill. But you can also just choose to go in whatever way that you want, take down your targets, and leave. That's the basic premise of the contract. It's basically just a hit, right? You say, you take down your mark and you leave the scene alive, then you will get paid some money at least. But if you do it perfect and even better than the creator, you will get even more money as a bonus for that.
Well, that's what I find interesting, what you're saying about bettering, almost one-upping the person that originally made the contract. Now, for getting through that particular hit in a shorter amount of time, I can understand that. But for the likes of which we saw in the presentation, where that the second time through, you blew up a load of cops. How does the game register? Okay, that's still within the parameters of the contract, but like you said, it's a bit more expanded. It's a bit more crazy.
Yeah, you can say if your contract is that you only have to kill your mark and you have to make a perfect shot, and I go in, I killed him with an explosion, taking down a lot of other people in the same explosion, then this collateral damage is also registered that now the contract parameter, the bonus is failed, but the basic premise is met. I mean, I took down my target, but other people got killed in the process, so I will get a lower score than whoever made the contract.
And so you won up my contract. Is that then registered? How's that tracked post-game?
Yeah, I mean, every contract is live on leaderboards, so if you have the best score, you will naturally be on the top. You can also create a competition. If you create a contract, you say, I'll make a competition inviting me for 1 day to fulfill this contract and one-up me. So who can win? And this will get a local leaderboard for as long as that lasts. And you can invite whoever you want into this. So if you also know your friend, he's on a train on the way back home, you set a really restricted time limit and say, yeah, okay, come on, make the contract now, just to put extra pressure on it. You get external factors tying into this, right? And that makes it even more interesting. So
you're saying that obviously enough yourselves will be checking over stuff and implementing a few contracts, but this is more community self-sustaining itself.
Yes, I mean, we have a very strong and loyal community that are very passionate about the game, and we're trying also to fulfill all the wishes that they have within the game. How can they, you can say, customize the game into something that they think is the most interesting way of playing it. And as I said, with the base AI being the most, you can say, diverse or kind of playable part of the game, that's what is driving all of this content, all of this emergent gameplay.
And can we sort of, slightly off the subject, still on subject of Hitman obviously, Sniper Challenge. The amount of people that are saying to me, are you playing Sniper Challenge? Are you on that? What's the score? Tell us about Sniper Challenge.
Yeah, Sniper Challenge was something that we were really happy that we were allowed to develop. It's the pre-order incentive for the game, that if you pre-order now, you'll get the Sniper Challenge. And it was a proof for us that Glacier 2, our new technology, could deliver a game, and now we have a lot of the base technology shows that yes, we can deliver a game. We have a lot of unknowns that got kind of solved for us. It was also a prototype of our scoring system that we use in Absolution, because in Absolution, every part of the game is, if you choose to go live, everything is logged. You can go in and see at any given time how is the world faring on this particular part of the game, who is the world champion on this checkpoint, what is his score. Your score might be 100,000, his score might be 5 million. And you can wonder, how the hell did he do that? I have no idea. And if you're competitive players, you have to find out, or you have to go back and you have to do those challenges. You have to kind of explore every part of the level to see what kind of content is there and how can you use it to your advantage.
And wrapping up now, do you now feel confident? Do you now feel good about the game? Or have you guys got something else up your sleeve that you're going to be, God, what's the reaction of this going to be like?
Well, I mean, we showed off, you can say, every big mechanic of the game. Every time we did that, we were pretty anxious about how would this go down. Like, we have our instinct feature, which has been controversial, you can say, the first time it was shown off, which now we can see everybody getting hands-on are relieved about it. And we had our point shooting, which had the same thing going for it. And with the hits being introduced last time at E3, it's like everybody following the Hitman game would have their checklist and say, check, 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 they have these things, okay. Now with contracts, hopefully the kind of big exciting feature is down. But you can say the biggest thing left is, of course, the whole campaign and the story laid out. How is the character developing? How is the game tied together? How is the diversity of the game, and is it enough content? You know, these things we still don't know until the game is out, right?
Yeah, questions that will be answered when it comes out launch. Well, it's not too long to wait. All right, so thank you very much indeed for talking to us again. Look forward to playing it.
Well, thank you very much for coming, and enjoy the rest of Gamecom.
Let's find the world's ultimate assassins and the world's ultimate contracts. It's all in the execution.